dive right into this. Today we're unpacking something that is just incredibly relevant to literally anyone navigating modern education or, honestly, just general productivity. We're looking at how artificial intelligence is being aggressively marketed to students right now. Specifically, we're going to deconstruct a sequence from an AI app's promo material to really understand what people call the hack narrative. It's a fascinating tactic, so let's get started.
We have to start with the fundamental question that this entire marketing campaign is built around. Is traditional research dead? I mean, think about the classic image of a student studying, right? Stacks of books everywhere, late nights at the library, scribbling and rewriting outlines on paper. Well, what we're seeing in the source material today is a highly targeted narrative. It's directly asking the viewer whether those grueling, intensive hours of manual studying are just a necessary rite of passage, or if they're being intentionally framed as completely obsolete by a brand new technological wave.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. The bold text practically yells, "Still doing this?" while giving us the ultimate visual representation of academic burnout. The imagery here, it's doing a ton of psychological heavy lifting. It's dark, it's heavily shadowed, and the desk is just absolute chaos. Open textbooks, crumpled up paper, scattered notes everywhere. And right in the center, there's a student with their head literally buried in their hands, lit up only by the harsh, isolating glare of a desk lamp and a laptop screen. You see, this isn't just a generic stock photo. It's a deliberate agitation of a very specific, visceral pain point. It's reminding the viewer of their own stress, their own exhaustion, and basically framing that deep struggle as the broken, old way of doing things. So once that problem is firmly established in your mind, the pitch immediately hits you with a stark contrast, wasting 3 hours versus exactly 29 minutes and 47 seconds. Now, really pay attention to the language being used here. It doesn't say spending 3 hours of hard work. It explicitly says wasting 3 hours. By contrasting a massive block of time with this hyper-specific sub-30-minute countdown, the pitch makes a very bold, compelling claim of extreme time efficiency. That number, 2947, isn't an accident, right? It feels precise, calculated, and highly achievable compared to what they're framing as a daunting 3-hour slog. Then the marketing pivots directly to its solution. A hand confidently holds a smartphone, totally dominating the frame, with bold text declaring there's a smarter way. Look at the visual shift from that dark burnout image we saw just a second ago. Instead of messy shadows, we get bright, dynamic blue light and an energetic, glowing red timer right there on the screen. The phone is positioned as the literal antidote to that previous dark burnout. It's clean, it's modern, and it's right in the palm of your hand, actively counting down those precious minutes you're supposedly saving.
But how does it actually claim to save that much time? Well, to build your confidence, the pitch breaks down the internal mechanism of the app. It shows us exactly what happens when a student inputs a complex prompt. In this specific case, asking for a detailed 1,000-word essay outline on the impact of climate change. The app visibly shows its work step by step. Step 1, searching the web. Step 2, analyzing sources. Step 3, generating the outline. By flashing these steps with this rapid, dynamic energy, the tool demystifies the whole AI process. It's not framed as some spooky magic trick. Instead, it's a high-speed research assistant doing exactly what that stressed-out student was trying to do manually, just doing it in an absolute fraction of the time.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the tool establishes absolute credibility. We all know that in the AI world, one of the biggest user concerns is hallucinated facts, right? Well, this pitch addresses that hesitation head-on by explicitly highlighting real sources. We aren't just seeing random sketchy web links. We are seeing authoritative proof. It explicitly lists NASA, the IPCC, and Harvard University. By featuring the logos and summaries from these highly prestigious institutions right there in the app's interface, the tool essentially borrows their authority. It's a super powerful psychological trigger that builds immediate trust. It tells the student, hey, you aren't just getting fast information, you are getting elite, bulletproof information. And visually, the result of all that searching and sourcing is this. Just look at the bright, structured, incredibly clean interface. I mean, this is a masterclass in visual contrast. Think back to that messy, stressful, paper-covered desk at the beginning of our explainer. This screen is the exact opposite. It's white, minimalist, perfectly organized, and just calm. Everything is neatly categorized with subtle icons and clear text. The interface itself is promising not just academic efficiency, but actual psychological relief. It takes the overwhelming chaos of research and neatly packages it into this perfectly ordered digital space. So the crucial point is how this incredible utility is ultimately positioned to the student. As we reach the end of the pitch, we see a really distinct shift in tone. Tucked right down at the bottom of the screen, we get this highly specific phrase, "Your professor won't know," accompanied by a little winking emoji. This is a fascinating marketing tactic to dissect impartially. Actually, it completely shifts the tool from being just a helpful, organized study aid to being a rebellious, hidden shortcut. It creates a sense of complicity between the app and the user. It completely reframes the narrative from simply doing the work better to gaining a secret advantage, a way to bypass traditional academic friction without getting caught. Let's move to the end and see how this all builds to the final call to action. The entire sequence wraps up with bold, unmissable yellow and black text